am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep. I am afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. Do you know who is this great personality? He is Alexander the Great. Alexander was born on 20th July 356 BC in Macedonia. Macedonia was the part of the great Greek Empire. His father's name was Philip II and mother's name was Olympius. Philip II was the king of Macedonia. Later on, he became the king of the great Greek Empire. Philip called the great philosopher Plato for naming this child. Plato named this child as Alexander, based on the Alexander, the god of Macedonia. Alexander spent his childhood like a prince. He learned how to use weapons, mathematics, and many other languages. His maternal uncle gave him a very cute puppy named Peritas. He loved Peritas very much and even kept it with him in the military campaigns. At the age of 13, Alexander went to the famous philosopher to study at his academy. Alexander returned to Macedonia after completing his education with his mentor Aristotle. One day, a horse trader came to Macedonia. He had a very beautiful and strong horse, but no one could control it. Alexander managed to control the horse, so his father gave him as a gift. Alexander named this horse as Bucephalus. In the year 336 BC, Alexander's sister's wedding was going on. During the wedding, Alexander's father was attacked with a knife from his bodyguard, leading to Alexander's father's death. All the responsibilities fell on Alexander's shoulders. So Alexander captured the capital of Macedonia and became the king. 2 years later, after Alexander became the king, he started world conquering campaign. First, he defeated the king of Persia, Darius III, then captured the states of Gaza and Mesopotamia. Alexander moved towards Egypt, but Egypt accepted a defeat without fight. So Alexander established a new city there named Alexandria. Now Alexander captured many big cities like Babylonia, Persepolis, and Bactria. Alexander's father was always pointing towards east, stating that there is a rich country named India. Alexander's dream was always to conquer India and become the world conqueror. Alexander entered Kabul in 327 BC. At this time, he had infantry more than 1 lakh and cavalry around 15,000. He had many brave commanders like Hephaestion, Ptolemy, and Crescent. There were many strong states in India like Gandhar, Kekai, Puru, and Magad. But they were fighting among themselves. So Alexander took an advantage. During his entry in India, the first upcoming coming challenge was King Puru. Alexander gave a proposal to King Puru to accept his subordination, but King Puru did not accept his offer. Alexander crossed the Jhelum River and attacked King Puru. King Puru set a proposal that they can decide to win the battle by fighting themselves. But Alexander was scared to see the powerful body of King Puru, so he denied to battle. Alexander's vast army could not face Puru's army as it had hundreds of elephants. But due to heavy rain, King Puru's elephants got lost, and Taxila's army also helped Alexander. Finally, Puru's army defeated. Alexander captured Puru and asked him, "How should you be treated?" King Puru said, without fear, "As one brave king treats with another brave king." Alexander was greatly influenced by King Puru's value, so he returned his kingdom back to him and made him his friend. In this war, Alexander's most beloved horse, Bucephalus, was killed. In his memory, Alexander settled a new city here named Bucephala. Alexander's army was fully exhausted after the battle with King Puru, as well as spies report that a huge army was waiting to battle with Alexander on the banks of the river Ganges. Alexander's army started demanding and revolting to go back to Macedonia. Alexander tried hard to convince, but the army was adamant on their demands. Finally, Alexander decided to go back to Macedonia. While returning back to Macedonia, on the way, he stayed in Babylonia. The ruler of Babylonia, Midas, was his friend. One night, his health was down due to fever. So he thought that his end time was about to come. So he wrote his legacy. 3 main things were written in his legacy. Firstly, doctors and hakims should carry the coffin on their shoulder to the graveyard, so that public should know that doctors and hakims cannot give life to anyone. Secondly, gold, silver and jewelry should be looted from Alexander's dead body, as it was the wealth of the people which Alexander had robbed from them. Thirdly, on the way to graveyard, Alexander's hands should be out of the coffin, so that public should know that he had returned from this world empty-handed like a common man. On 11 June 323 BC, Alexander bid farewell to this world. There is lot of controversy about his death. Some says he died due to malaria. Some says due to typhoid. Some says that he died due to poisoning in the liquor. And some other says that the wounds in the ribs is the reason in Malabar. And this way, Alexander went from this world at the young age of 32 after becoming a world conqueror. He He also taught us how to plunder a lot of wealth in a lifetime. But one has to go empty-handed in the end. If you like the video, please subscribe, comment and share.